Hello YouTube. Alright, before I start this video I have a complaint. Where the fuck is the fair use? My previous video where John and I compared Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice versus Captain America Civil War. It follows fair use. Yes, I used footage from both the movies. Okay, I admit, I did. But other big name channels like WatchMojo.com use footage from movies when they do their top 10s all the time, and they totally get away with it. It got blocked worldwide until I filed an appeal, and then it was still rejected repeal. However, it was no longer blocked worldwide, at least. It just, now it's being monetized by Warner Brothers. I made the video. But I guess, according to Warner Brothers, it doesn't qualify under fair use. Not only that, but why is it when you dispute a copyright infringement claim, the one who filed the dispute is the one who looks at, not YouTube itself? I know you have billions of videos uploaded every day. You make so much money every day, hire a fucking staff. Pay them minimum wage for all I care. I don't care. Pay them hardly anything. It's fine. Just you'll be employing people. You'll be giving jobs. You'll be looked at positively, and this damn horrible copyright infringement system that YouTube has will be a lot better. It's never going to be permanently fixed, but it's going to be a lot better. That is my rant. Now enjoy the video. Hashtag Forever65. What's up, YouTube? This is Sean from Broadsword Media.
And I'm John.
So, what's that you got there, John?
It is Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. Today, we're going to compare the theatrical version with the Ultimate version.
This is actually my first time seeing the Ultimate Edition. We just wrapped up watching it before we started recording this video, and I gotta say, while I still love the theatrical version, thought it was really great, the Ultimate version I thought was a little better. So that's why it seemed so long. 30 more minutes. So yeah, that could be a turn off for some people because the movie's longer, but the good thing is these additional scenes actually make the story add up a bit more.
Yeah, I liked it a little better too, probably even more than you did. When I saw these new scenes, I'm like, damn, that's smart. Like that really patches together some of Superman's missing stories, and also we got to see Clark Kent be a reporter. Like, we didn't really get that in the theatrical version, so I really enjoy that aspect of the character, because I really felt like we didn't really get enough of that in Man of Steel. We didn't really get Clark Kent the reporter until the end of the movie. So
yeah,
I'm really glad we got. This is why I really enjoyed the Ultimate Edition, because it felt like Lois had a story, Clark had a story. They were actually giving character to these people.
In the theatrical version, he did ask Bruce Wayne questions, though.
He asked questions, but remember, there was one scene. I'll give one spoiler away. One scene they changed is how Clark Kent became interested in Batman. In the theatrical version, he sees reports on Batman on TV, but in the Ultimate Edition, he actually goes to somebody's apartment and he actually gets stories from people in Gotham while he's on the job, and he learns more and more about Batman. So even though we did see Clark Kent doing hints of investigating and talking to Bruce as Clark Kent, because what makes Batman and Superman interesting is they both have jobs that involve investigating.
That's true.
Because Batman's a detective and Clark Kent is
a reporter.
Yeah, so they both, in Smallville, like, I'll tell you, if you haven't seen Smallville, like there's constantly investigative reporting with Clark Kent, and I guess I like that they did it here because it actually gives him a purpose to do investigating. Because it makes Clark have a strong motivation to go after Bruce, because the people are living in fear, and it's shown that going to that married couple's house, that status quo is people stay lock their doors at night while he takes care of, like, he's kind of like this boogeyman.
Yeah.
And Superman doesn't like that. He doesn't like this idea because Superman feels like, as Superman, I have nothing to hide. I want to show the world what I can do. I have no shame in doing stuff privately. I want people to not be afraid of me. While Batman's entire motivation is fear. Now, granted, comics where they've teamed up and animated movies where they've teamed up, they handle their contrasts a lot better. But I think they're showing, this movie shows how similar they can be. They can both be hypocrites. They can both show the world they can be afraid of vigilantes. It's kind of like Zack Snyder's biggest thing is like showing like what happens like if superheroes like go too far, like go over the edge.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I appreciate that, but yeah, I guess people just don't feel like this is not what Superman would do. This is not what Batman would do. I don't know. It's a different take on the characters that I'm okay with.
I gotta say, actually, honestly, I think if they released this version in theaters instead of the one that everybody actually saw in theaters, I actually think it would have done better in the box office, possibly. I mean, the only problem is that it's 30 minutes longer, so it's a really long movie. But otherwise, I think it could have done better just because the criticism would have been more positive than negative. I mean, I think Rotten Tomatoes, because let's be honest, they are rotten, those tomatoes. They would have given it a lower rating, but it probably been maybe in the 30s, maybe. And maybe they would have rated it higher than Transformers 3, like they should have.
Yeah, and we understand, like, some people were criticizing us for not understanding how Rotten Tomatoes works. John Campea basically explained all it is a suppository of reviews, and how many of those reviews got sent in are positive and negative. That's it. So only 27% of the reviews were positive, while 73% of them were negative.
And the system's very flawed because didn't you say that according to Rotten Tomatoes, a C is a negative review?
A C plus, and yeah,
a C plus is a negative review. A C, I would kill to get a C plus. Oh well, I wouldn't because I actually have gotten A's and B's in school. But I think most people would probably kill to get not most people, but a lot of people would probably kill to get a C plus.
Yeah, I got variations of A's, B's, and C's in high school and college.
So I'm curious. I wonder if they were to ever rate this version. I wonder what would actually be said about it. It'd be interesting to know. Because I think it's better. I mean, it's longer, but its added length is fine. I mean, there were some scenes they added that may not have been necessary, and it was right for them to take it out of the original theatrical release.
Well, some of the reviews I've seen for the Ultimate Edition, overall, I mean, people are saying it's an improvement over the theatrical version.
Yeah. So they should have just done this version in the first place. I mean, because like I said, some scenes that were included were scenes that it probably made sense to take out in the theatrical release, but there were some scenes that would have explained the plot better that were in this cut.
Well, actually, I'm not sure how. I'm not sure. Like, I can't really. It's honestly hard to tell how much it'll actually would have made if it was 3 hours, because 3-hour run times are really hard to make a good box office success. I mean, yes, James Cameron has done it. Peter Jackson has done it. No new scenes of Wonder Woman were added, but Wonder Woman still kicks ass in this trailer. I mean, in the movie, and I'm looking forward to her trailer.
Yeah, and Chris Pine, who plays Captain Kirk, who plays the current Captain Kirk.
And you just noticed him in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he was actually in that picture on Dawn of Justice. But now that I saw that he was in the trailer of Wonder Woman, now I realized, wait, they actually planned it. Chris Pine was in the picture.
You gotta give Zack Snyder credit, whether you like him or dislike him. He's really good at Easter eggs. And if you also watch the first 20 minutes of the film, and he gets a lot of the shots for shots with his fight with Zod, pretty darn accurate. There were some people on YouTube did a splice of a scene from Man of Steel and a splice of this fight with Zod and Batman Superman. They pretty much get the timing down pretty well.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty cool to especially if you just watched Man of Steel and then you go to the sequel, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It's actually pretty cool to actually see the fight taking place from a different perspective, from Bruce Wayne looking up at the sky and seeing those two fight. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think even a lot of the harshest critics even says the first 20 minutes were pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would personally ask all 342 of these critics, if they would give it a 27% out of 100, and
I'm not sure what they'd say. I mean, that'd actually be interesting. how many of those critics would say it deserves a 27%? I'd be curious to know that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's something Rotten Tomatoes should do, kind of, because I know a lot of people were really pissed, like, you know, they're accusing Marvel of paying off critics to give them negative reviews.
Yeah, I'm looking back at it, I don't think Marvel's doing that.
No.
I think that'd be ridiculous if we're doing that.
So overall, I'm giving Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition, a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, and earlier in the previous video we both agreed that the theatrical version was an 8 out of 10. You say the Ultimate Edition's a 9 out of 10. I'll give it we're close. I'm gonna give it about an 8.7 out of 10.
Okay.
So almost a 9. The reason why it's not a 9, Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor.